Hey guys, I have a journal haul tonight, and I wanted to show you a few journals I got that I'm pretty excited about, and I want to talk about what draws you to a journal in general. So first off, I'll show you my goodies. So these are some journals that I've gotten in recent months, and this one I got tonight. I've been eyeing it, and I went to Barnes& and Noble last weekend too. I went to a movie, and then Barnes& and Noble. It's like my Friday night ritual now. Shocker there, right? But last week I was eyeing this and I was like, put it back. you have blank journals, just put it back. So I resisted for a week and then I saw it again tonight and it's just really it's so cute and chunky. I just really could not resist this time. But yeah, this one's tiny. And this one you guys have mostly seen, I think. This is the tree one, and these two are kind of contenders for next in line, so let me know which one you would use if you were me. And I was going to use this one, but I'm kind of thinking about using this one now since it's more portable and can fit in my bag easier and it's kind of not so heavy. It's chunky though, but it's a little bit lighter. And I also was thinking about this one because it's smaller pages and it's kind of, sometimes journals to this size, like 6.5 by 8.5 or so, can feel like it's taking forever to write because it just is so large of a page. My current journal is that large size too. I'm kind of sick of large size journals, so I'm kind of thinking about this one next, and then this one eventually. I really like that tree one, but this is my current one. There's 30 something pages left, and this one's going. It's like 2.5 months or so already. So yeah, this is that one. So yeah, there's this one. This one is, I was kind of tempted to do this one and this one at the same time, but I was kind of thinking about my life. So I guess I can get into like what draws you to a journal. And part of it is just design or wanting something that day, wanting something and getting a journal instead. No, but wanting just a happy, what is it called when you buy yourself a happy pick me up type gift? Sometimes it's that, sometimes it's a design. And I've been reading some kind of marketing sociology books lately, and some of them think of buying stuff as picturing how your life could be. So like I'll buy this little journal and think, oh, I could keep this in my bag and write in public places, and it'd be casual and like a friend I can write anywhere I go, and kind of picture myself at, the lake, which I actually haven't gone to this year, or even last year. Or you're at a coffee shop, or you just have this handy, so you're kind of envisioning what your life could be when you buy something. And this one's kind of vintagey and kind of looks like an old friend, and you see yourself filling up the pages and imagining what you could write into it. And then this one kind of looks like a friend too, incidentally. I like to buy my friends in the form of journals, uh, but someone wants to. I I I'm in a sorority, and it's not the like 18-year-old blonde type stereotypical movie sorority thing, but I did have a guy, a classmate once say, when I told him that, he was like, "You buy your friends." I'm like, seriously? So I punched him, and no, I didn't punch him. But when I was saying like I buy my journal friends, it just kind of reminded me of that. I've had some people say interesting things to me. One friend said my name was a brand, and he also said my car was like riding in a spaceship. So I've had some fun things that people said to me. Anyway, this is kind of more modern, and it kind of looks like a quaint little friend, and it kind of reminds me of like anthropology rooms where they're all, I don't know, like modern but slummy looking. I'm gonna offend people who I like anthropology stuff. It's what's it called? Rustic. There we go. Um, and just kind of like vintagey, like worn out tables. Uh, I do like their stuff. It's just like, what do you call vintage tables? You know, when you go to like a yeah, I'm gonna get punched. But anyway, you go to like a preppy coffee shop that's kind of grungy looking, and the floors are wood floor, but they're all worn out, and the coffee tables are like scratched up, but it looks homey. This one kind of looks like a homey journal, and it's got that weird page edges on the side, but it smells really good. This one smells really good too. So part of what draws me to a journal, on top of it just looking like a friend that I can buy, or it look comforting in some way. Like this just smells nice, so it looks vintagey and like it's been around a while. It's like wise. So if you're writing in this, it kind of can help you kind of win this person. It just, I don't know. It's kind of there's really no rational explanation of why I have like more than one blank journal other than just the style and imagining what your life could, where you'd be writing or what you might write in specific journals. Like this one maybe would be, I don't know, inspire you to go into nature, and this one looks more like a travel journal to me. So I'm thinking about, well, I'll be going back and forth a little bit more in the next few months, so I was wanting something portable, so there's kind of this, like a more portable size, so kind of that. And a while back, I got this journal, and this thing is huge. And that's what she said. But yeah, this thing is huge, and it's kind of fantasy-like, which really is not my usual style, but it was really just intriguing. So this kind of makes me picture myself and decorating my bedroom with, those like lights that people tape to the wall with what's it called? Instax mini photos all over the wall, and like kind of putting tapestries on the wall. Like you just picture yourself in different places with different styles of journals and different clothes and stuff too. You just kind of imagine where you might wear that stuff, like that outfit, or where you might write with a specific journal or whatever. But yeah, this thing is huge. Sometimes the paper also lures me to it. Like this paper's fine, but the lines are a little hard to see if you're writing by candlelight. I like to do it by candlelight. So this paper's kind of better for this. And I probably will whack this thing off right like on the side and just put the leather strap in like on the back. But I don't know, it looks vintagey and homey, and when you are trying to like desperately have a home, it kind of, I guess that kind of the homey feeling I can see kind of in the form of a journal. And same with this one really too. It looks steady and like your life is just like just like well, someone just used the phrase the other day, a shitstorm. So kind of like it's like a steady thing when your life is just kind of too much is changing at once and something looks like steady. Like same with the wise old owl. It kind of looks like there's some consistency in your life. So I think that's kind of, this sort of looks like old-timey and quaint too. I seriously want a record player still. I've like managed not to buy myself one yet, but I've I've caved on a few other things lately. I'm trying to resist that. I had a record player in like as a young teen that was my grandma's, and it kind of reminds me of that. So just like vintagey old stuff is kind of my thing lately, and kind of more plain too. Like not always in the mood to use this kind of thing, or cutesy polka dot journals, or flowery crepe. This one's just kind of more neutral, and it doesn't really annoy me. Like there's not some cheesy quote on the front. And sometimes I might want a cheesy quote journal. It's just right now I kind of want plain and worldly and elegant. So that's kind of what drew me to that. And then this one I'd been wanting for a few years, like 2 or 3 years. I finally found one. It's the Piccadilly Sand Journal. And these kind of remind me of not really high school, but just kind of school days in general, just because it's kind of plain. It just looks, I guess it looks younger, but the color's calming, and the line spacing kind of reminds me of like school paper. So these kind of make me want to write more. And sometimes different journals make me want to do different things, which sounds weird now that I say it. But like this has small line spacing and paper that's better for writing than like paint or watercolor. So these make me be more inclined to write. But some of this stuff, like this one, whenever I actually get around to using it, I might collage in. And I'd already actually had put in these. I put in these. I was going to stick in the page in here. But it's kind of like these are just old note cards that I got, Lisa Frank, and just to have like little happy things to look at when I got to that page. Like I used to do that when I first started journaling. Like I'd put a bunch of stickers all over the page or put something in it and then like write all the way through. And then when I got to that page, I'd have something happy to look at. So I was going to do that in this journal. But if I use this one, I'll do that instead. This one actually would take up the whole page. It'd be kind of nice. But this, now that I look at this one, I'm like, okay, I really do like that thing. These are all soft covers, which I usually don't go for because I really do like them hard. But they kind of, the give in them does make them feel a little more comforting. And if they came in hardcover in this style, I would have gone for that. And this one is actually a little bit too hard, so I want something that feels a little like warming. Sometimes just the texture of something can do it too. Like this one has nothing to keep it closed, And if I'm going to be going back and forth between houses and cities and stuff and places, I want something to keep the thing closed. And I want something a little bit of give in it. Not necessarily a soft cover like most of these are, but not this hard either. And the edges are, stiff too. I really like this journal. I'm going to use it at some point. This is more of like a home type journal, and this is more like backpacking through the Serengeti, which, I don't know, it's just different size and different style. It's kind of best suited for different places. That's kind of part of what draws me to a journal too, is just thinking about where I want to do it, where I want to write, and if that journal is conducive to it. Like this is kind of large and heavy, and you need a large bag if you want to carry this around with you. But this is a little bit more portable. It's not that much of a difference, but a little bit. And what else? And yeah, this paper is kind of like, I could collage on this and it takes that fine. But if I wanted to collage and put a bunch of paint, like this wouldn't do it. So I think about paper and what kind of things I might do in that journal too when I'm picking one out. And sometimes I just want plain, like the leather. This leather smells, well, actually this leather smells good too, but this one especially smells really nice. It's kind of thicker leather, and the texture, sometimes you just want something, I don't know, I'm like touching it. I don't know, sometimes you just don't want leather, like in the summer when you're like it's like melty torture outside, you don't really want to be touching like leather that smells good. Sometimes you just want like this, like it's just I actually don't have an explanation for that, but sometimes you want certain textures. Like I guess you want a sweater in the winter, and I guess this is more like relevant to like if you're wearing a sweater. This is more like wearing a sweater, and this is more wearing a t-shirt and stuff that's better for hot weather too. So yeah, I'm really picky about journals, and I think about the weather and paper and stuff and where I'm going to do it. But yeah, this design really is intriguing. I've been looking forward to this one for a month, but this one, I kind of had to cram it into my bag, so this is a little bit smaller. Let's see how much of a difference it actually is. Okay, kind of a noticeable amount. Well, that one's actually thicker. Doesn't happen too often. Well, they're really about the same. Not much of a weight difference, but a little bit. I think this one is probably going to do it for me just because I'm tired of large paper like that. It feels like my writing is a little bit like kind of slower than usual. Like this is already 2.5 months and I'm still, still got 30 pages left, and pages just feel like they take forever to write in. So smaller would be good for that too. It's like writing speed can also be a factor. Like this, smaller pages is always a plus when in a writing slump, but larger one, if you're really writing a lot and you want to collage with like large stuff, the added page width could be a good thing. This thing right here is just huge, and I have one that's even bigger, that kind of, not really plaid, what's it called, patchwork with vintage designs on it. I really was looking forward to using that one. Like even now I was planning to use it already, but it was just like even larger than this thing. Like I want to say it was like 8.5 by 11. I still have it, but it was so big that I was like, that paper is going to take me forever, and it's going to feel defeating to try to write on it since I'm not really, like I'm writing slower, so each page takes longer. So I wanted to, this would make me feel a bit more accomplished. I can fill a page quicker than trying to write in that huge journal that's even bigger than this. That would take me just way too long to fill a page. So yeah, let me know what draws you to a journal, and if it varies a lot. Like it definitely varies for me. Like sometimes I'll be into this or just something plain or something kind of vintagey, gender neutrally, or something more girly. And I want to show you this just in case you haven't seen it. My pen case that I got, and my other pen cases were that like pink and orange that were super bright. So I wanted something a little bit more toned down. And this one I didn't cram completely full of pins, so I actually like it a lot better that it doesn't have so much crap in it. But I put these Vera Bradley things I got at the outlet here, pins, and then this pushing pin. These I just got, these flares in the new, I don't know, I forget, the candy pop or whatever they call them, spring colors. I really like these colors. Put some washi tape in here. These scented pens I got at Dollar Tree. These are the Color Scents. pens and some stencils and marble pens, of course. So yeah, I really like this. This thing is lighter, and that's kind of going on with my like going to back and forth between different places and cities and houses and crap. This will be lighter than my other pen cases that are crammed full. So this and this would probably both fit in my backpack or whatever. But yeah, let me know if you would use this one or this one first. It's really like a close draw. I think this one could probably last a few months into, I don't know, maybe 3 months, maybe a little bit more than that, 4, probably 3 months at least. And that would be April, May, June into summer. And then when I like settle down in one place more, then I could start using this one. And this would be kind of nice for fall too. So it's just, well, trees, fall, leaves, and then this one. So that would kind of really fill out the year. Like starting with this, I did finish part of those other. There were 2 journals that kind of were into the first part of the year, like the first few weeks, but mostly this one. Then I could use this, and this, and it would pretty much fill out the year. Which is kind of weird because I have a lot of journals I'm looking forward to using, and it's just kind of gonna take forever. But yeah, let me know which is your favorite, or if you don't like any of them, and what draws you to a journal. If it's more the paper, the design, or the size. Does the size do it for you? Anyway, have a good night, and I'm gonna go eat my cupcake. I got these. Barnes & Noble has these Cheesecake Factory cupcakes, and these are actually pretty good with they have the strawberry smoothies there now. So yeah, I'm gonna get my overpriced cupcake, and I don't know, probably look at my blank journals or something. I actually do browse my blank journals every now and then, just kind of looking through them and thinking of what memories might be in them, and just looking at the designs. It's just fun if you're if you stumbled on this video and you're not into journals at all. You're like, but it's just like someone who's into clothes, looking at their clothes or their bags or their collect like vintage cars or whatever. Just looking at what you're into and envisioning yourself enjoying whatever it is. And yeah, I think we really do tend to buy things envisioning some life that we want, or who we could be, or how we could be. Like this, kind of more youthful, this more vintagey, and this more wise. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Have a good night, and here's a pretend bite of cupcake for you. And they have these like weird things and pellets, vanilla pellets on the top. I actually like this. Anyway, there's your cupcake. Have a good night. Bye.